All right, hello students. Sorry, immediate shares week. And today this video is starting off amazing. Okay, today we're going to be talking about the angle addition postulate. And this is very similar to the segment addition postulate, in which we had two smaller segments made a larger segment. Well, here, two smaller angles will make a larger angle. Now, hopefully I can do this lesson a little bit more justice than I did our last one regarding the addition postulate. All right, so I'm going to flip over to page 9, titled the angle addition postulate, and let's get going. So I'm going to start off with a model of an angle that we're going to use to discuss the angle addition postulate. So here we have angle ABC, and I'm going to add an extra ray in here and call it M. Now, the angle addition postulate states that based on this up here, the measure of angle ABM plus the measure of angle MBC equals the measure of angle ABC. I'm going to give everyone a moment to get caught up, and then I will go on to talk about what that means. All right, so we had this statement here, but let's actually look into what that actually means. So when we're talking about the measure of angle ABM, we're talking about from A to B to M. That means that we're talking about this angle in here. I'm just going to color it yellow so we can physically see it a little better. So that's one piece of this larger angle. Then we're going to look at MBC. Well, hey, that's the other piece of this angle. Oops. And let's highlight that one blue. And then we have the measure of angle ABC. Now this is going from A to B all the way out to C. So that's talking about the whole entire angle. So what we're seeing here is really saying, grab a light color, part 1 plus part 2 equals total. So add up this piece and this piece, I will get the whole thing. Now there's two basic ways that we may see the angle addition postulate in geometry. The first way is very, very straightforward. So looking at our first example here, I'm going to draw a basic obtuse angle, nothing too fancy. I'm going to label it A, B, C, and M, just like up there. I'm going to make this angle 70, and this one 35. We're going to ask, what is the measure of angle ABC? Well, based on our model, if I take one piece, angle ABM, and the other piece, angle MBC, and add those two numbers together, I will get angle ABC. So all I have to do is take 35 degrees, add it to 70 degrees, and that will give me my total, angle ABC. So very simply, 35 plus 70 makes 110, and that is our angle. So while anyone might be getting caught up, I'm going to talk about a little something on the side that I've been noticing pop up. If I could find one of my sticky notes. I'll use this. So I've been using angle ABC with ray BM, cutting it into two pieces, but it could apply to any lettering. So you could have Q, R, S, and T. And if they ask you or give you information about angle RTS, you really need to be able to look and go, okay, that is RTS. That's this angle right here. You don't ever want to assume which piece is which. You really want to look at what they're talking about and think about, okay, what part of this picture is there? That's why we talked about naming an angle and why I said it would be so important. Because if you mislabel and instead put angle RTX right here, you're not going to end up with the right answer. Or even worse, if you put it right here for this big outer angle, you're also not going to get the right answer. So you want to make sure that you're putting everything where it belongs and you're paying close attention to the labeling. So let's look at another example, and I'll switch the letters around on this one. Hopefully that'll give us some practice with it. So for this one, I'll draw this angle. Let's do L, M, N with this extra piece, P. So here, the measure of angle LMN is 77 degrees. The measure of angle LMP is 9x plus 44 degrees. So now we're throwing in the x's. And lastly, the measure of angle PMN is 6x plus 3 degrees. Now, you may have been following with example 1, and we're like, oh, that's so easy. 35 plus 70, that's 110, woohoo. And you just do that for every single one. 60 plus 30, oh, that's 90. Oh, 15 plus 25, oh, easy. That's 40. And you just keep going. But then you end up with a problem like this, and you're like, whoa, what am I adding? What am I subtracting? What is going on? I want us to think back to this statement. Piece plus piece equals total. That's the same thing we're going to be doing down here. We just need to identify what are our pieces and what are our totals. So starting off, angle LMN is the first piece of information they give us. So I'm going to go to my picture and I'm going to go, okay, LMN. All right, so LMN, that's my total. That's the whole big outer angle. And that's 77. So whatever I'm adding together, it's going to equal 77. So that must mean that these are my two pieces, and I can check. LMP, that's this piece. And PMN, that's this piece. So we always want to make sure we're paying attention to their symbols, because I've seen a lot of people mess it up today. And not that they weren't smart or paying attention, they're very smart, they were definitely paying attention, but it's just a little mix-up that happens. So knowing that this is my total and these are my two pieces, I can set up piece plus piece equals total, where I fill in my first piece, 9x plus 44, my second, 6x plus 3, and that's all equal to 77. Now in this example, the whole number ended up being what everything was equal to. But don't fall for that every single time. It could have been 9x plus 44 plus 77 equals 6x plus 3 if things were labeled differently. So don't always think you're going to add two pieces and it's going to be equal to a whole number. You can end up with an expression over here, but this formula will be the same. Piece plus piece equals total. And then from there, you just have to do your normal algebra stuff and you've got this problem. So this one is actually really similar to one we worked when we did multi-step equations. I'm going to write it out again, just without all of the bells and whistles so we can get to solving it. The first thing I need to do is combine all those like terms. I got too many terms. Let's combine them. There's too many things to look at. So 9x plus 6 more x's makes 15x's. 44 plus 3 more makes 47. There we go. That's looking a lot better. Now I only have a two-step problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is work backwards. I'm undoing the addition with subtraction. I'm going to subtract 47 from both sides. I'm doing that before I tackle the multiplication. So that gives me 15x equal to 77 minus 47 is 30. And then all I have left is to divide out the 15. Then we have x equals 2. So if my problem said find x, boom, that would be my answer and I'm done. But not all of them are going to ask you to find x. Some of them might say something like, find the measure of angle LMP. And in that case, you're going to have to find x and use it, because angle LMP is 9x plus 44, and I don't know what number that is. But if I plug 2 in, I can. So we got to substitute. 9 times 2 is 18. And that makes 62 degrees. So my answer for this one would be the measure of angle LMP is 62 degrees. It's important to know the difference between when they ask you to find x and when they ask you to find an angle measure. And just for one more quick practice, what if they ask you to find the other one? Find the measure of angle PMN. Well, that's simple. I just take PMN, 6x plus 3, and I substitute in 2 for x. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15 degrees. Now the reason I want to take you through both is to show you that there's a way to check your work here too. If I add 62 and 15, am I ending up with the 77 I'm supposed to get? Well, 62 plus 15 more is indeed 77. So now I'm pretty confident, hey, I did my math right, because I'm getting two pieces that add up to 77. And that's the basic idea for today. You have 10 problems in total. The first 5 are just like example 1. You have two pieces of a whole, add them together, boom, there you go. The next 5 are a little trickier because they're like example 2 where you have to solve an equation. Just remember, first, you want to make sure that you're putting everything where it belongs. So your parts should be here, your whole should be here. Never put part plus whole equals part. So if I take a piece of a pizza and then add it to a whole pizza, and I say, oh, that's the same as, like 2 slices of pizza, I'm not making any sense. And it's the same thing here. So you want to make sure part plus part equals whole. 2 slices of a pizza plus 6 more slices, boom, you have your whole 8-slice pizza. So just make sure you're making sense in the way you set it up. Make sure you're following those rules. And make sure you're checking whether it's asking you to find x or whether it's asking you to find the measure of an angle. All right, guys, I believe in you. You've got this. Go hit that assignment. Get it taken care of. You're going to do amazing. If you have any problems, reach out to me like normal. All right, bye.